Hey Skywalkers, welcome back to our brand new series, Today in Star Wars History.
It's your daily Star Wars history lesson.
On this day, September 17th, 2003, Principal Photography wraps up on Star Wars Episode 3, not yet called Revenge of the Sith.
The last day includes the scene of Vader, played by Hayden Christensen, the Emperor, played by McDiarmid, and Tarkin, played by Pygram, looking over the construction of the Death Star from the bridge of a Star Destroyer.
And as always, producer Rick McCallum, he does the last slate of the last shot on any of the prequels, and this one was numbered V177. And 177, that is the shot number in the storyboards.
Okay, got it.
Rick McCallum said of this day, it was a very special, wacky day because we shot on 7 different sets.
Wow.
Normally you get 1 or 2 or 3.
Yeah.
But 7. And that could mean that they're getting just little bits.
Right.
Because you don't always shoot a scene on the same day at the same time. You may have to come back later on to shoot an insert.
Okay, well, what do we think of this particular shot? What are your thoughts?
Well, I love that we got to see a nod to the original trilogy in the prequels. We see the interior of the Star Destroyer, the bridge pit crew with Imperial officers. We get to see Darth Vader and Grand Moff Tarkin, and the Death Star under construction. That was a great bridge to Episode 4.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's a really great segue, and I feel the same as you. Like, you see all these familiar objects. You see Vader, Tarkin, the Death Star, the Emperor.
Mm-hmm. Did I leave out the Emperor?
Well, we mentioned him at the beginning. It's okay. But then you hear, you not only see these things, but you get to hear. So you hear Vader breathing. Right? And then you also hear, at the very end of the scene, the Imperial March theme kind of snips in there a little bit. So all signs point to this being a new era in the Star Wars galaxy. The Republic is officially gone.
Ugh. Rest in peace. Now, in the scene, we see Tarkin walking away, and I'm sure he was thinking, I should remind those construction workers to put a cover over those exhaust ports.
Of course.
I told him a couple of times, but one more time wouldn't hurt. Then on his way, maybe he gets a phone call, and after the phone call, he's like, what was I doing?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'll just go harass some more regional systems.
There you go.
But I did think that Pygram did a great job with Grand Moff Tarkin. He really captured those movements of Peter Cushing.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah, he only got a couple of things to do, but what he did I thought was gold. Now, the makeup appliances, it wasn't
Is that
as good.
what that was?
Well, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It wasn't as good as the CGI makeup we saw in Rogue One.
Well.
Because, they didn't have that technology
No.
back then. But then again, I think that's why they didn't have him in a close-up.
Right.
It looked like he was wearing a mask with very high cheekbone highlights. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and also Lucas had Darth Vader fold his arms at the very end of the shot, and I'm not sure why he didn't have him put his hands on his belt, because in the prior films when Vader's just standing there, he's got his hands on those little boxes on his belt.
Right.
Well, I think that would have tied in more to the original trilogy. That's one of those little tiny nitpick things, but when I first saw it in 2005, when I saw Vader crossing his arms, yeah.
I guess he was in a more thoughtful mode. Who knows?
Perhaps.
Yes. That's what happened
Today in Star Wars history. So join us tomorrow when we find out what happened on September the 18th in Star Wars history.
Now on screen, you'll see a list of names. These are the Skywalking Force, our Patreon, and your name could be here too. By supporting the Skywalking Network, you'll not only be acknowledged on our YouTube channel, you'll also unlock a ton of bonus content, like the entire John Williams concert at the Hollywood Bowl 2021.
May the rest of your day be filled with Wookiee hugs
And pixie dust.